The beginning is just an epic fever dream, but I'm glad it foreshadows what happens later. This one freaks with your mind, but not in a good way because there's too much fantasy. Of course, dreams are fantasies, but it doesn't feel realistic, so it was hard to relate. The beginning was okay, but later it improved. Some parts were entertaining, but mostly it was just confusing. Is the scientist girl part of Paprika? Is she dreaming about her? No clue. I keep thinking Paprika sounds familiar, like an odd name. But when that fat robot guy made that pun, I was like, oh yeah, Paprika is a spice, but it really has that vague and interesting ring to it. And when they showed that detective on the laptop for the second time, I totally forgot he went into the laptop in the first place. So much things have taken place since then. The bartenders helping out was unexpected, and towards the end it was much more entertaining. The wheelchair guy is basically that X-Men guy, and that short scientist, I'm certain it's Jiraiya from Naruto. Even though I didn't watch Naruto English dub for like 10 years already. Even the fat genius guy's voice sounds familiar. And finally, for once, the fat chubby loser gets the hot girl in the end. The character design is somewhat off-putting. The facial expressions feel a little bit too real. When I first saw that chubby guy, I was like, oh, okay. And you know, there's dolls here and there. Like even the movie poster kind of spooked me out. But this movie didn't really make me feel anything. It's just here to be watched. I'm glad we know why he's a detective at the end. That's the only time when there's actually some feeling. And I also love the call out to his previous movies at the end also. I know it's supposed to be fantasy and dreams, but there's no relationship development. Because it doesn't seem realistic, you don't really feel any danger or care about the characters. Because you know, you can just wake up and everything's alright. Even when the dreams cross over to reality, you still don't feel you're in danger. Because you know, it looks too unrealistic. But in the opening sequence when they roll the credits and jumping in paintings, those kind of things are actually cool. So overall, this movie is very vague and I got somewhat of a little meaning from it, but it's still okay. It's actually quite okay, somewhat entertaining. Because it's so confusing, I don't understand it, I didn't feel anything. At first it was a 3, but I'll give it props for being original and doing something different. So this one, Paprika, 3.5 out of 10.